Alright, so I really came out here to speak about one thing because sometimes when I get quiet times, I like to think about the possibilities and just remind myself of, hey, like, listen, if you just put in that work, if you just refocus, recenter, and realign yourself with what you set out to do in the first place, this is what's possible. These are the rewards. These are, the fruits of your hard labor and the seeds that you planted years and years prior. And then, you know what? It's okay to lose sight of the end goal every now and then. That's totally fine. But it's even more important. And matter of fact, I think, it's our responsibility, especially if you've decided, to do something like this, to grow and go beyond what you thought was possible for yourself. Learn new skills, adapt to new environments, try something completely new and beyond your current skill set. That's, I think, one of the main purposes of life. It's to grow and constantly seek new challenges. That's if you feel like doing that, and I think there's a reason you clicked on this video. Maybe you're a long-time supporter, maybe you're new to the channel, but, there's a reason. There's a reason why you clicked on this video specifically. And that's because you feel this way. Get your shit together, This is what's possible. You could be out there, instead of consuming other people's content, I say you should be creating content. Instead of wasting time, you should be using that time. Instead of buying things, people should be buying your stuff. Instead of watching other people's stuff, they should be watching yours. Clicking on following other people. People should be following you, man. So that's only if you've, made the decision to go onto that path. If not, then this video doesn't apply to you. But again, there's a reason why you clicked on this video. It wasn't by chance. It wasn't by, some luck, some universal thing. No, it was for a reason, man. It was for a reason. It resonated with you. So all I can wish you is keep up the hard work, keep up the consistency, most importantly, keep your eye on the ball, keep your eye on the mission, and remind yourself why you started in the first place and what's possible. Alright, different place today. We're at the Blue Mountains, and as you can see the beauty, it is absolutely gorgeous. Came out here with a good friend of mine. It's about, Sunday, so the end of the week pretty much. But yeah, took a little break. Hope you can hear me well. What's cooking, man? I just put up the tripod. I got this little camera, this microphone, like a while back. Bro, it's so good. It works amazing. Yeah, man, a little mental health day. Picking it out, taking a day off, exploring nature. I think this is how we like to spend our time. It's just fucking amazing. Cicadas are getting loud, and this place is just empty today. Like, absolutely fucking empty. And yeah, honestly, if it was up to me, this is how I would spend every single weekend that I had free. Any free time would just come out here, rather than doing clubs and going out and having house parties and, that kind of stuff. Spending time in nature. You might ask why I'm in underwear. It's interesting that that's what you paid attention to, but if you must ask, we did go for a swim. So there's just a waterfall behind me, which I'll show you. And yeah, it's fucking incredible, man. Went for a swim, cold plunge, incredible.
Capture a fucking lightning strike. Hey? Capture a lightning strike.
All right, so welcome. It is the 18th, it's Monday, and here are the stats, if you will, from our YouTube channel. So I believe I got this data yesterday, but if I go into analytics, I go to overview. So over the past 7 days, we've done 1.8k views. I haven't uploaded much, which is understandable. We've done 24.8 watch time hours, and we've got 20 plus subscribers. So that in that case, before the last video, it would have been somewhere around 740, 750 subs. We're at 763 right now. The last video did reasonably well, 291 views right now, which I'm pretty happy about. So yeah. Now, community. So unfortunately, one member has left our community. Now, if you don't know where the community is, you can go to the description. It will just say join our community. But yeah, so one member has left, and there is currently one member in there, not including myself. So there's 2 people, including myself. That means total monthly income, completely online, total monthly income is $27 from the community and another $27 from my father supporting me. So I asked my father, like, I think 2-3 months ago, if he could support me. So he has. So if you combine the two, it's about like $50 a month, totally online income. So I'm very grateful about that. Hey, it's a start. I never knew I could be making online income. So that's a bloody good start. Now, I put a post up a couple days ago about any questions you might have for me, so that I can do a video about and answer that question within this video. And Tig, our good friend. So if you don't know Tig has his own YouTube channel, and I will put a comment with his YouTube channel on the comments section, and you can go and give him a follow. He's a mad lad. And his question is, if you could pick only one piece of wisdom that has had the most important impact on your life so far, what would it be? Who did you hear it from? And why did it have such an impact? So good question. One piece of wisdom that has led to the most important impact on my life so far, what would it be? And I thought about this, and immediately the first answer that came up was, when you're young, when you're in your 20s, early 20s, 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever, you've got to be selfish, but not selfish in a way where you're taking from other people, but selfish in a way where you're investing time in yourself and you're saying no to distractions, no to unnecessary stuff, no, no, no. So pretty much learn how to say no to anything apart from yourself when you're in your 20s. Why? Who did you hear it from? We'll answer that first. I heard it from a good friend who I worked with 2 years ago, I believe. It was 2 years ago, we were in a shift and I'm working for my family business. And 2 years ago, he says this advice, and he explains to me based on his experience in life when he was 20, 21, 22. He went around pleasing people and never put time in himself. And so he regretted that. And I listened to that advice and I really took it in. And so when I did take it in, one of the few things I did was save up money and fly to Thailand. And that's how I had my 6 months experience. That was based on the advice that I got. Be more selfish. So I did. So I took a whole 6 months trip completely overseas, went by myself, and I just improved myself. I focused on myself there. And why did it have such an impact? Because I realized your young years are the years of building yourself, building your future, building an empire, building people around you, your social network, your social everything. And so how else are you going to build that if you're constantly putting in time and effort, the very scarce, limited attention that you have within your brain? How are you going to build if you're constantly giving your attention to other things? Whether that's to video games, to YouTube, to pornography, to other people, other jobs, other businesses, whatever it is, the more attention we give outwards, the less attention we have to give to ourselves. And it is specifically that attention focused inwards is going to allow you to self-improve and really achieve that next version of yourself, especially while you're still young and while you still don't have huge responsibilities like hopefully a child, a mortgage, a business, a family, stuff like that. So that's the advice I got. And it was probably the best advice I've ever gotten from anybody. Ty, thanks for that. Thanks for that question. Unfortunately, that is the only question we have. Actually, fortunately, that is the only question we have because I'm still glad we got a question. But yeah, I'll see you around. So I've always struggled with managing my tasks, my projects, and organizing my thoughts in a way where I can access them at any time I want and come back to them in the future. I keep a journal. Now, the issue with a journal is flicking through the pages, trying to find what you're looking for. So in an effort to solve that problem, I have this software called Notion, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. And within Notion, currently I'm making a little database, a little template where I can manage all my thoughts, ideas, and inspirations that I come up with under one table, my tasks relating to the projects that I've created, and anything else that's important for me to make working on bigger things more efficient, organizing video ideas and templates and resources all in a way where I can see and access at any time that I want. So that's something I'm working on, mostly as a creative project, but I do plan to release it to the public for sale. I've done a little bit of research. I've gone around and had a look at different templates online. Some people are charging hundreds of dollars for templates, and some are charging $20, $30, $40, $50, whatever. Mine's going to be on the cheaper side, but it's still going to get the job done. And the idea from this isn't just to have something that I can sell, but rather to kind of sustain the growth of this channel. If I can have something like that, that's able to help people who need it, but still at a very affordable entry price. I don't think that's sellouts, but what that's really going to allow me to do is make money from that so that I can invest it into the channel and essentially get the production quality higher, get videos edited, uploaded, shorts edited, uploaded. Because I've realized my biggest problem right now is time with work that's going on, with the stress, time management. I think that's a skill I need to improve and really work on, time management. But that's something I'm working on. The next creative project, again, this is creative projects, so they don't take priority at all. The next one is just my custom t-shirt brand. it's not something I'm actually thinking about selling. I'm not even thinking about creating a store around it, an online store. But what it is I'm wearing t-shirts already. I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing stuff already. They're branded. Sometimes it doesn't even show, but they're branded. And I thought rather than wearing somebody else's brand, why don't I just make my own brand and wear that and represent myself and the brand that I represent? And you know what? If people are interested enough in it, well, I could, sell it to them, but that's not the idea. That's not the main idea. I got the creative idea, the inspiration for that from Bali when I spent some time over in Bali a couple weeks ago now. One of my friends who owns a business, a physical storefront, it has creative projects on the side as well. And I thought, man, that's something I'm lacking actually. Any creative projects. Like I haven't been doing anything creative with my life apart from YouTube, which I really consider to be my work and to be like kind of my purpose, right? So that's something I fixed. T-shirts, that's something creative. And I've just ordered the first sample in. It should be coming within the next 2 or 3 days. And yeah, I'll be wearing that and more like brand inspired apparel over the next few videos and the foreseeable future, hopefully. So that's 2 updates from the channel from me. And yeah, we'll get back to whatever it is we were doing. Oh man, I don't know. There's just a lot going on this week. There's so much to journal about. There's so much thinking to do. One of the things that I love doing the most is taking my journal to my 9 to 5. So I work, I think I've told you this before, but I work in a family business we have in Australia. And it's just like 3 days a week, 4 days a week, nothing too crazy. And so one of the things I do every day is I take a journal so that I can write anytime that it's not busy. So I've got a lot of thinking to do. I've got a lot of journaling to do. And honestly, it's tough, but it feels good knowing I'm doing something that's actually going to benefit me. Like, holy shit, man. Can you like just stop and maybe pause the video for a sec and just think about like how important and fulfilling that actually is? Think about it. You're finally doing something challenging for yourself. Work is challenging, but you're not doing it for you. You're doing it because you have to. And you're doing it for someone else. Right? And so the fact that I'm struggling with this, and the fact that I have so many things to think about and to write down and get out of my head, it's challenging and it's a bit scary. Like it's a bit, I feel a little bit anxious thinking about it, right? Because it's much easier for me to just avoid it completely and, go onto some other distracting things. But I know like I'm doing something for myself, for me, for future me. Tomorrow me is really going to appreciate what I did today. And that's just fucking crazy, bro. Like if you actually think about and like sit down and think that your future self is a completely different individual, but it's you at the same time. If you think about how that person might think, feel, judge you right now, I think honestly, you're going to be met with a little bit of guilt and a little bit of shame because most of the time the answer is going to be clear that your future self would be fucking disappointed in you. Fucking disappointed. Just sit down and think about that for a second. Think about your future self as a different human being with its own emotions looking at you today. Before you were watching this video, what were you doing? So yeah, I've been slacking a lot this week because I've had a lot to think about. And I've just avoided thinking about that and really making some important decisions. And as a result, I've distracted myself with productivity videos and self-improvement videos, which is, yeah, just being 100% honest here. Yeah, got lots to think about. So pretty excited for that. Gonna find some things out. And yeah, it's all a part of the journey, man. It's all a part of the journey. And again, I'm doing something for my future self. That's just beautiful. I'm going to make him proud. I hope you are too. I just had an incredible thought that, with me deciding every day that, hey, here's something hard that needs to be done. And you have two choices. You can avoid it or you can actually do it. And the fact that if I just keep deciding to do the hard thing every single day, within months, years, maybe weeks, but more like months and years, I will be at a position where I have released videos consistently. And within months to years, I can look back at this video today and look at myself and then compare my current self as you see on this video. So if you are watching, hello. Compare this to who I have become in the future simply by deciding to do the hard thing today. As this video is being recorded, which was hard for me to do today, this decision simply alone will affect the person that I'm going to become within, let's say, 2 years or a year from now. And that person within a year or 2 years from now on is watching this and thinking, wow, congratulations. Thank you for doing the hard work. And I can see the physical change. I can see the change maybe in tonality, in voice, in the way I look, the way I carry myself, my status, whatever it is. And then, you know what? I could go back another year and look at myself from that year, 1 year ago. And you know what? On top of that, I could go back another year to 2022, to when I believe when I first started this, and look at the person I have evolved from the start all the way to the end. And the fact that this is up on the internet for everybody to see, but most importantly for myself to see as well, almost has created this game where I've created this character, which is living on this internet world. And I also have myself, which as far as I know, I'm the only real thing. Now, because I've created this character and it represents me, I now have this big and deep feeling of responsibility for this character, because here I am preaching a message, right? About self-improvement, becoming better, starting a business, whatever it is, the message is clear. But if I'm still the same person after being on the YouTube for 6 to 8 years, same video styles, same look, no gain in muscle, no gain in status maybe, or business or success, anything, if I'm still the same person, then it's clear that I've done nothing. But if I'm constantly improving, if I can go back to the last video and say, yes, this video that I'm recording today is much better than the last one. If I can look back at yesterday and say, yes, I'm better today than I was yesterday, then I know I'm doing something better, because it will only show within a year from now on when I am looking at myself and thinking, wow, either I have done the work and I'm proud of myself, or I haven't done the work and I feel guilty and shameful. So I guess I'm looking at myself almost in two ways: as the person I am today, and as a person, a character that exists only within the online world, on the internet. And what I do today will change who that person becomes, in a sense. And that person is a representation of me. And you can tell the bullshit, you can tell lies when you see it. And I don't want to be that kind of person that's just talking and, not actually doing anything. So this is more a message for myself, and as much as it is for you as well. It's just a reminder to say, like, hey, be truthful, be authentic, be on purpose. Alright, so I think I'm doing something wrong, man. I'm not starting my days right. There's just something wrong. Every morning I wake up, usually go for a walk first thing in the morning, just around the neighborhood. But whenever I do, it's just immediately I feel dehydrated, I feel tired, I feel like I have a migraine, and I'm like recovering from a hangover from last night. Now, a couple of things I've been trying already is things like, for example, going to sleep without viewing blue light so much, blacking out my room, and a couple of things. But I think the most important thing that I've been avoiding is when I wake up, I should be drinking water. Like, it sounds that simple, but it honestly just passes my mind. I don't even like crave water in the mornings. I don't feel like drinking water at all, but that's, I think, the most important thing. So I'll report back tomorrow morning and for the rest of the week with how that goes. So one of the biggest problems I've been facing is waking up and not knowing what the hell to do, even though I thought about what I needed to do the night before. So I never wrote it down. I never had a plan of attack. So that's exactly the problem I'm fixing right now. I'm at my 9 to 5, just working while it's empty, there's no customers. I've got my journal with me, and I'm just creating a plan of attack for myself tomorrow morning, which is Tuesday. I believe it's the 19th. So I'll keep you updated and we'll see how this goes tomorrow morning. If there's like the biggest productivity or mindset hack that I can give you is to not view your 9 to 5 or your normal job in a sense as the enemy, but to make up the most of your time at work dedicated to your goals, to your success, and to your improvement. So I'm at work right now. It's quite not busy at all, and there's no customers, so I brought my journal along and I'm just journaling, trying to solve some problems out. One of the things, I made a plan of attack for tomorrow, so I know exactly what I'm doing for tomorrow, and I'm going to be doing that every night, every morning that I wake up. So yeah, man, keep productive. Boys, feeling fucking good. Little update. So I'm still at work. It's still the same day, and I just feel so alive and so invigorated and really like on purpose. Usually at work, I think you can relate to this, it's normal to feel empty and just to be consumed by the tasks at hand and have nothing going on in your mind that's of any importance. But man, being here, I'm just thinking about work, I'm thinking about content and ways I can come up with new videos, and journaling about how I can improve my life and how I can improve everything that I'm pretty much working on. And oh man, it's a good feeling. Like, even at work, when I can obsess about my purpose and my own development, I would just wish that upon you, man. Dinner is served. Chicken roast from the shops, $12. Garlic dip, some water. I got a couple cherry tomatoes and a mango. That's dinner at work, man. Value. All right, just finished up dinner. Made a big mistake though. So my eyes, they were more hungry than I actually was. So when I went to the shops, I bought more food than I could eat, and unfortunately I didn't get to finish it all. So big mistake. Eat less than you think. Don't eat to get full, eat to get satisfied. Because if you're satisfied and you still want to eat more, you can always buy more food. But if you buy a lot, you're gonna have to throw some out. So it's a shit feeling, but yeah, don't make that mistake. So it's back to work for another 4 hours, finish at 10:30 today. And once we finish up, take the train. I'm working with my brother today. Gonna take the train home and yeah, take it an easy night, try the morning routine tomorrow. So I'll catch you tonight for a cheeky little video. Alrighty man, just finished up work. It's about 10:50 now. Gonna catch the train, go home and call it a night. Yeah, nothing crazy. Just socializing, talking to people. It was fun, man. It was fun. You gotta make the most of it. There goes the lights. Anyway, that's lights out for me. All right, good morning. So I got the water in the system, feeling good. Now we're gonna go out, go for a walk. My father's coming around for a coffee. So gonna meet up with father, get some coffee, get some fresh air, go out, and I'll be back when I'm back. Hey bro, so it's about 11:30 p.m. and I got off work and I need to share something with you, which honestly I first hesitated because I thought, you know what, people probably won't even understand what I'm about to say. It might go over 99% of the people watching, but nonetheless, here we are. So it's about 10 o'clock and I've got half an hour till the shop needs to be fully closed out, and so that I can catch my train at 10:34 so I can go home, right? And for the last 10 minutes, 12, 15 minutes, customers just keep pouring in, right? We're just getting heaps of people coming in and they're just talking longer than usual. They're talking a lot and, we're having a conversation and time is ticking, right? Valuable time to close. It takes us about 20 minutes to close everything up and pack everything in doors. So it's 10:20 and 10:25. 10:25, people are still coming in and, still trying to order stuff and everything. Now, inside, I'm trying to close the shop as fast as possible so that I can leave, I can catch my train, and I can go home on time. But I kind of know that it's not going to be possible because of the mere fact that there's just customers around and, it's not going to be logistically viable for me to pack up in time. Anyway, so a couple more minutes passes, we get rid of everybody, everyone leaves, everything's packed away, and I lose my train. So I lost my train. And turns out the next one is in half an hour, bro. Half an hour, bro. Come on. Like, seriously? Half an hour to wait for a bloody train? All right. So we've got to wait for half an hour. Now, what happens is we're about to close up, or, ice creams, we're packing away into the freezer, whatever. And something happens. 2 customers walk in. The shop's closed. Like, everything's closed pretty much. We're about to leave and everything, but the doors were open, so 2 people walk in and they're like, hey, I want to get some of this and I want to get some of that. Oh man. All right, so here I am. I want to leave and it's like, dude, can we just do this another time? But I saw it as a test of character because honestly, I saw it in a way where God sent those 2 people to come in and just test. Because you see, the test was this. Here we are, we're stressed, right? We're stressing about closing on time. We're rushing and trying to get everything closed. And, my train's gonna come. I'm already late. I just want to get home, all that kind of stuff. That's exactly the frequency and the vibration I'm operating in. So is my partner who I'm working with. And so while we're feeling all of this, the 2 people that walk in, now, they're asking, hey, can we get a bit of this? Can we get a bit of that? Now, the test is precisely this. The test was, okay, you want to improve yourself. You want to become this next version of yourself, right? I mean, that's what you keep saying. And, you want to improve your character and just be a nice person, right? And that's what you keep saying. Well, okay, you're feeling stressed right now. You want to close up the shop. You're running late. I'm going to send 2 people, 2 customers, at the worst time possible to you and see exactly how you manage to handle that situation. Because you see, I think the test was this. The test was whether I'm going to allow my inner state, my emotions, my frequency, my vibration to affect how I dealt with customers. And these customers are people with money who are coming into the shop willingly to pay you money so that they can get something, right? So it makes no sense for me to shut them down. And I could have easily said that, right? I'm feeling stressed. I'm, trying to get home and everything. I could have easily just said, no guys, we're closed. Come back tomorrow. Come earlier next time. I could have given some smart ass comments. I could have said anything to make myself feel better. That was the test. But instead, I passed the test. And how? I passed the test because although I was in a state like that, although vibrationally in a frequent way I was feeling that, I did not allow that to change my state. I did not allow that to change my character and the person that I'm trying to become. And instead, what I did is I served the customers. I gave them what they wanted. I smiled. I treated them nicely. I looked after them. I didn't change the way I would treat them or serve them. I didn't treat them lesser. I treated them like I treated everybody else. And after that, I really realized this setting. I'm like, oh man, this was a test from God or the universe, if you want to call it that, to see whether I'm about this lifestyle, this, happy person, this good character person. And so the way I'm going to end this episode is by saying God or the universe is going to be throwing a lot of tests like this your way. And you're not going to see it coming until you fail the test and you realize that it was a test. So think about it. Anytime you think things are going bad and they couldn't get any worse and they get worse, it's a test. It's just a test. And anytime you feel like things are going right and they go incredibly right, it's a test. Again, just think about that.